All right. I'm sorry for getting cut short again. So this is gonna have to be a part 4. I know this is a lot. It's like hours. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? Get as much information out as I can, type of shit. And that's what I'm doing. Sharing as much information as I can while I have the time to, because you all don't understand. My time is about to be hella busy. Yeah, things about to speed up. So I'm trying to get as much videos or information out as I can while I have the free time to do so. So that, when things do pick up, you all have a lot of, it's like you have a, by the time I'm done dealing with family matters, you all would have been finished all of the, all of your homework, type of business. So you all, yeah, so I'm getting as much information out as I can now. All right. So part 3 ended with me. If you are unable to see part 3, it will be posted very soon. I'm waiting to see how we're gonna. Okay, yeah. So I'm waiting to see when it's gonna actually post. Uh, so yeah. So part 3 ended with me speaking about the situation that occurred when I was younger. I was about like 17, and I had my son. My first son was conceived through a rape situation of 5 men in one night. I was drunk. It's like my second time drinking. I got drunk, and they ran a train on me, and I found out the following morning what happened. My son's father was the first person, and he was the first person. Because he was the first person, I was got in conception with our son. I did not know that it was even from a rape situation until like last year. My son was from that rape situation until last year. Um, in June is when I received the epiphany to look back on the months on when I got conceived or when the situation occurred. Because right after I ended that, right after that situation occurred is when my son's father and I were together, like intimately, like we just saw. I was only with him. So it's like I knew my son was from him, but I didn't know that it was from the actual rape situation. And I was led to do to calculate the time, and I did that for the first time, and I saw that, yeah, oh wow, and it's like, oh, can't cry over spilled milk. So um yeah, so because I was 15, I got pregnant with my son. So at the age of 16, I gave birth. I spent 1 year out of school on house arrest. In punishment, hair shaved off. The community they shaved my hair. They shamed me. I wasn't allowed to speak to anyone inside of the community because of what happened. Rumor has it that I had sex with 5 men, but the situation that really occurred was the fact that that was unwillingly, and I was punished for being pregnant out of wedlock, which was against the community um, laws and guidelines. So moving forward, 16, yeah. So I missed 1 year in school. I went back to school at the age of 17 to finish my last year of school so I can get my diploma. Um, my son's father was arrested like the same day that I went to tell him about my pregnancy, that I was pregnant, and I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant, something like that. And the day that I went to tell him is the day that I found out that he was arrested, that he got in trouble for selling drugs, and he got arrested for selling drugs. And after after that particular, okay, so Yeah, so after like, years later, yeah, it was about 2 or a year later, something like that, is when I saw him again for the first time. And he had a girlfriend, and he was trying to have his cake and eat it too. He never intended that, to love. He never loved me. He never intended on loving me or even taking care of his son. He just wanted me for sex. And he saw me as a sex toy, someone he can just get his rocks off with. And during the time that he and I were sleeping together, he had a girlfriend who was also one of my classmates. Now I'm not sure if, yeah, I knew, yeah, I knew. So I knew about her, but I was reckless. I was young and reckless, and so after the situation, he had another girlfriend. He had like two girlfriends and myself. You know what I'm saying? He was very unstable, very immature. I was 15. He was 18 when I got when I conceived our first child. And after, when he was released from prison, we still began to, like, my parents did not want him around. They didn't want him around me. They didn't want him around my family. They did not want him around my child. At the time, I lived with my parents. So I was like, when I would sneak out home, when I would leave home and things as such, I would spend time with him. But he treated me like shit, as though I am a doormat, or just spit on the ground, or just disgusting behavior is what I remember. He treated me disgustingly, and I felt entitled to listen to him because we had a son together. I didn't know too much. I didn't know too much. Like, I didn't know better. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't. My head was not set straight. So everything that he told me to do, I did. I've done. It's like it was I was like a yes woman for him. Everything he wanted, I did it. Everything he asked me to do, I did it. It's like I felt entitled to always tell him yes. So because of this entitlement, it's like I was trained. I wouldn't even be surprised if magic was involved. I wouldn't be surprised, is what I'm saying. I'm not putting it out there. It hasn't been revealed to me yet. But if it has, but if it was, it will be revealed to me. So anyway, I just felt entitled to tell him yes all the time. And I was trained. It's like he was training me since we were, it's like since we were together, since the age of 15. He was training me. So when he was released, we had a little gathering with his father and I. I mean, with his father, his friend, his father, his friend, him, and I. We was at his friend's house, and we were drinking, and I drank a lot, right? So he was like, "Oh, why don't you dance with my father?" Mind you, I never told him no. I never ever told him no. I felt entitled completely to tell him yes all the time. So, why don't you dance with my father? So I got up and I danced with his father. And well, now on topic, I will discuss the rest of the situation that comes along with this. But I got up, I danced with his father, you know, and it was like a grinding type of dance that it was. It's getting deep, y'all. All right. So it was like a grinding type of dance. I was dancing with his father, and then he told me to have sex with his father. And I'm like, I did deny. He insisted. And I just felt that entitlement again. And so I went into the room with his father, and I never actually told the story to me, like out publicly like this. I never actually told this story, or I never told my version. People probably know about it, but I never actually told my version. But anyway, so we went into the room and we did a little foreplay, and he's, okay. So he stuck the long bun into the oven, and that lasted for like no longer than 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. He pulled the bun out the oven and said that he can't do this. He said, I can't do this. It's like he felt guilty because he knew that his son was manipulating me. He knew that I was being manipulated. He felt ashamed. That's how he felt. Ashamed is the energy that I felt. He knew that whatever that was taking place, why couldn't I tell his son no and all this shit? You knew that. He knew that. I said, okay, you knew that, slipped out. So that means that they're going to watch this video because it's going to be spoken about. It's just, this is about the area. Yeah, here we go again. Oh, you guys heard about this? This happened when she was 15. This happened when she was 16. You know what I'm saying? Everyone talking about this. Everyone talking about that. What? Oh, that's crazy. So that person's going to end up here. So that's why you came out instead of he. So anyway, he knew he was wrong. So that ended there. Now in his family, I slept with his youngest, his not youngest, his middle, two of his brothers, at two of his brothers. No, yeah, two of his brothers and two of his cousins. I slept with two of his cousins the age of like 15. Kind of snapped, and I just like really started acting out. You know, I was acting out. So I slept with his cousin, with two of his cousins. I slept with two of his brothers. One is the one. It's one. One of his brothers is the one I like. I fell in love with this one. You know, he was like a high school sweetheart. He wasn't the one that I was into. It was his brother. But the only reason how he and I end up together is from the rape situation when the five men ran the train. Him and the other guys ran the train. Um, yeah. What else? What else? Um, yeah. So that's that. Yeah, his other brother. I was like really madly in love with him. but he traveled back to the States, and the only reason why he and I ended up together is from the rape situation. So it wasn't then from there, it's like, oh, I think I love you now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I think I love you now, you know? And I've had this little twisted thing ever since childhood. I remember I used to have a thing about older men. Then that was because my privacy was breached by an older man, along with my own, well, I don't like, along with my mother. So I've always had a thing for older men to this very day. I don't, you know. And now it's much more healthier, clearly, but then it wasn't healthy because I was like 10 years old, 8 years old, looking at men, like men, grown men, sexually, like I want them. 12 years old, trying to lure men to through my body language to have sex with me. You know, it's like I had this addiction. I just wanted to. I felt the need to hump. I just wanted to hump something. You know, and it was like an addiction. And that addiction occurred due to my due to me being breached during my early years. I was addicted to that feeling, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to get it. Like, where do I get this feeling from? Oh, I get it from the guy from that from girls because I was bisexual when I was younger. So it's like I was confused with my sexuality because I was being sexually abused by my mother and my Arthur Scott, her husband. So I was sexually confused. So it's like, where do I get this sensation from again? Who do I get the sensation from? I want that sensation. You know what I'm saying? But I was being sexually abused during my sleep. So I couldn't understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling, where those urges was coming from. But I knew once I hump something, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna go away. This shit just got hella deep. Um, uh, one moment. I got this. I got this. I got this. Oh, okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, I never actually talked about it this way. um, so so it's like my religious based system was teaching us not to have intercourse outside of how same sex marriages and relations is against the rules, but I was confused because my own mother was touching me and I was confused because I wanted to feel a sensation of which I was exposed to too young. I was confused re, how to um, how to quench that thirst that I was feeling. I was confused how to quench it, and I was confused what sex I was supposed to quench it with. You know, like how am I supposed to do this? So they have a thing where in the Hebrew Israelite community, the younger generation who were sexually abused, right? Let's say like you're 12 years old, you were sexually abused at 6 years old. You're gonna fuck with somebody who's about like 6, 7 years old. Like it was like that type of shit as well. I had a situation where there was like I was young. I was very young, like 7. No, not 7, 8. And I was like with someone who was like 6. You know, and we used to play around a lot. Me and that 6 year old. And when I got older, I did not fuck with kids. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a situation I fucked with kids. So when I was older, there was someone who was like I was like 14, just like right before. I was like 14, and he was. How old are you? How old is he? I said, how old are you? How old is he? So that means he's probably gonna watch this too. It's about to be deep as fuck. Um, I was probably like I was 14. He was 12, and I was like I would literally. This is when I discovered like I was very manipulative towards him, and I treated him how I was treated by the other older people who were in my life. I manipulated him, and I used him to um to get my rocks off. It's like we would do nothing but dry hump, but you still get your rocks off dry humping. But anyway, I would use him for that only. And I was very manipulative towards him. I was very cold. Sometimes I was up, sometimes I was down. It's like I like you today, I don't like you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me today. The following day, it's like, oh, you my best friend. The next day is I hate you. I hate you so much. It just like it was very toxic. So this is what took place throughout my younger years prior to me. So after a while, I kind of grew out of that. I grew out of that. I believe I do apologize. I did apologize to him. I have apologized to him in the past. Um, Up from there, we just maintained a friendship, like a mundane, very distant type of friendship. To this day, no, we are not friends. I'm not friends with anyone that I slept with. Anyone that I slept with, I'm not friends with. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? If I slept with you and like we ended that, how can we possibly continue a healthy friendship after no, it's a no for me. Thank you. No, no, no. Three. Whoa. I thought it was like 12. Oh my god. What time did I wake up today? Damn, I went to sleep like 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at no man's time. I don't even know what time I woke up. I started filming these. Oh, that's what it was. Me recording these videos is what took up all that time. It's like 3 hours. Okay, that's what it was. I did wake up about 12. So 3 hours. Okay. Damn near 4 hours of recording. So uh I apologize to the person. I don't believe in continuing in relations. It's like once you sleep with a person, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like you just like the friendship is gone. It's over. Like there's no friendship. You cannot there's no healthy foundation of a friendship there. You understand? So I don't believe in it. So that's my own personal belief. You don't have to take you don't have to apply that to your life. That's my personal belief, all right? Oh, so yeah, I was sexually confused. The age is 14. I can't keep telling this goddamn story. So the age of 14, I did kiss a girl. The age of 2010 is when I had an altercation, not altercation, but I had a situation with a woman. It's like the same night, but back to back, like back to back, we had intercourse of some sort. Like we didn't even have intercourse shit. We just ate each other out, and from there is when I decided to change my life. 2011. That's like the ending of 2010. So 2011 occurred, and I changed my life. It's like I was still sexually confused, but I never fed into it. It's like these women here never attracted me in that way. It's like I know, it's like I would have fantasies, but it's like they did not attract me. So they made it easy for me not to feed into being a lesbian or being bisexual or being on the low. Like they made it very easy for me to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? And stick with it because like you're not my type. It's like just a specific type that I wanted in the past. You understand? And they did not reach that standard. With all due respect, ladies. So my type was a bad, was someone like myself. You know what I'm saying? That was my type. Talking about the past, y'all. Um, so I never fed into that because of I never fed into those fantasies, but I did have the fantasies. And then once I came into the awareness of who I am, and once I had the awakening and what happened to me throughout my childhood, I understood where that stemmed from. So I began to purge from that and heal from that. The fact that I just cried when I was just telling the story indicates I still needs a little healing. Also, I literally cussed the woman out the other day on the phone. for trying to play on my intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Literally got cussed out. You know, it's one thing when you don't know, but it's something completely different when you're trying to tell me that you are, that when you trying to really fuck with my psyche, I don't fuck with that shit. All right. So the fact that I was triggered is the fact that the fact that I was triggered is it indicates that I need more healing because she triggered the hell out of me when she lied and told me that my father is my biological father, and we don't even have the same blood type. With your dumb ass, you know what I'm saying? You so stupid. Tell that shit to the goddamn cops. Tell that shit to the fucking judge to see how dumb your ass look. You know what I'm saying? So I got heated. I was upset. How could you say that? How could you try to play on my psyche like you don't know who the fuck you slept with? And that's how I spoke in the story. Like you don't know who the fuck you slept with? Not you don't know. You know who the fuck you slept with is what I said. You know who the fuck you slept with. Oh no, he's your abba. He's your abba. Bitch, so how is it possible that we don't have the same blood type? Like you look stupid. You know what I'm saying? You look dumb as fuck. Like shut up. Shut that shit up. Anyway, man, yeah. So I'm still purging and healing, but I'm proud of myself, yo. I'm proud of myself. But she triggered the hell out of me with that dumb shit. She triggered the hell out of me because it's caught. You caught. You have. It's like you were caught the moment I figured out that I don't have the same blood type as that man. You understand? Like you were caught. Hands up. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, you right. It did happen. You know what I'm saying? I did. Oh, I fucked up. I'm sorry. This and that. An apology. But to try to play on my psyche as if I'm dumb, as if I don't know science. So when I brought up science, oh, now she quiet. Now you looking real dumb. So I don't know science is what you're saying. Science is a lie now. Is what you're saying. Because it is scientifically proving that only 2 people of the blood type are H negative. Science is lying now. You know what I'm saying? That dumb manipulation type of shit. And I thought I was doing so good. I have. I'm not even gonna downplay my growth. I will not downplay my growth. I have done very well healing and purging. I've done very well. And I have kept my cool up until the moment she tried to fuck with my psyche when I provided accurate evidence. Then we got, bitch, what? Literally, bitch, what? So, yeah, I'm still, I still healing from that shit. Still got healing to do. But I'm proud of myself for the healing that I've accomplished because it has freed my heart space. It allowed me to work on my heart chakra, you know what I'm saying? And to open my heart chakra and to remove the blockages and it just to heal my heart chakra and balance it. Like it's a lot of heart chakra work going on right now over the past months, really. So I'm proud of myself. So where I was going with this is that that's what the point I was making. I've done things in my life that I'm not proud of. But I am open and I am free the way I am because I see straight through those who try to hide their own demons that are so much more uglier. than the demons which I purge from. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like my story compared to what the fuck other people be hiding and what I see through people. It's like, damn, you did all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? It's like I don't have the heart that they have. Then that's the difference. That's why we are different because I am pure. So I am open. Therefore, I am free. But I have a pure heart because that's in me. That's my nature. But those people who are hiding their own demons are the very ones who are very um who have a lot of um secrets to hide. They're hiding a lot. They hide a lot and they are dark in nature. They're just dark. Toxic environment, toxic family, toxic people, toxic friends, toxic relationship, just a bunch of toxicity, you know. And the reason why they're surrounded by these toxicity, all that toxicity, is because of their own inner demons of which they try to hide from. But your environment already exposed that of which you are a product of. Hello. You see, I don't attract toxicity. Well, no longer. I like every time here and there I'll come across a person, and that person will remind me of something. You are surrounded toxic relationships is because somewhere within you that toxicity exists. Full moon rituals. So my full moon rituals will consist of healing and purging. So I will write your path. You will not get it. You're not going to receive that person. It including relationships, not life cycle. I'm talking about divine life cycles. I'm like, how I heal from those.